Well, we don't know yet. As of right now, as of what we filmed so far, as of like this week, he's still just a good friend and mentor. Of course, Kurt's madly in love with him because Kurt falls in love with anything that with two legs. But no, we'll see. I'm just as anxious as anyone.
It's like therapy for me, singing. Even if I may not sound that great in my shower, I'll still do it. You know what I mean? Because it just makes you feel great. Singing is just so fun, and who cares if you can't sing? Like, you should hear me in my car. It is embarrassing. And most of the time I'm singing Glee, too, which is doubly crazy that after all these hours I would choose to play that on my iPod and listen to it even more. But, singing just, I feel most like me when I'm on a stage singing.
I think it's a byproduct. I think it's you just have to learn the song and you learn the dance, and it gets easier after a while. And so I think at some point along the way I was able to do it a little better, and they started writing to it. And yeah, it's gotten harder. It's gotten like the stuff's gotten trickier, like very lead stuff now, not just duets with with Rachel. But it's super exciting for me. I think I think they will remain, but I think they will also be challenged. They will have that power couple status challenged, which is interesting television, isn't it? And I think that there will always be Finchel. It just depends. It depends whether they're on or whether they're off. Finchel. There, I said it. Finchel.
We really are in this studio all the time, working, making the show, putting it together. And then, I don't think we really feel inside here a lot how big our show has grown outside of Paramount Studios in California. But then when we do, it's such a amazing sort of rush to go to, we went to Australia in our first season, and over, 3,000 fans showed up in a mall to see us. And I think only one episode at the time had aired there, and I know a lot of the kids went to Barcelona over the, December last year, and I just recently went to France, and it's amazing. It's so wonderful to see, how our show has, created this sort of global success. It's unbelievable.
And so a few of us went to London over the summer, and it was so weird because like here it's, I don't know, maybe it's because we're filming it on stages all the time that we don't really see it, but like there it was people were camping outside the hotel, and paparazzi was everywhere, and that doesn't really happen here, occasionally, but it was nuts, but it was cool to see the excitement and to see that, and I went to Brazil as well, and to see that I was like in the middle of nowhere, and this kid came up to me and was like, "Can I get my picture with you?" I was like, "This is so strange." Like in the middle of nowhere, Brazil, and I had been there 2 years earlier before I was on the show, and the fact that it has reached all those places, and we've been to Australia, and that like it's just so insane, but it's so cool, especially in the Twitter age now that we can get instant feedback and reactions from people all around the world. It's this awesome kind of I have goosebumps talking about it. I don't know. It's a completely unique, and we know how fortunate and lucky we are, and we're enjoying it while we can.
Outside of the show, I have no life whatsoever because like there's no time. Like I'm literally working all the time. Or this weekend, for example, on my weekend, we're going to promote Boo Hoo. We have to go to London to sing on X Factor. It's like it's the center of my life, but it's the coolest ride you could ever be on. So I mean, it's like everything kind of takes a back seat to it. And I had no idea that this is what it was going to be. I thought I just got a job. I've done plenty of jobs as an actor before, so I thought it was just going to be another one. But this is a little different.
Yeah, I think it was last Christmas, I went to the Philippines, and I was just into like the first half of the season, and I wasn't really known character, but I went over there and people knew who I was, which was crazy because I'm like I don't people don't even know my name, and people in the Philippines like are going crazy over the show. So that's when I kind of saw the scope of what the show, the impact of what it was on internationally, and it's crazy, and even being here and seeing everyone just loving the show, I think it's awesome.
Well, this is a completely different life here for me. Los Angeles is incredibly different from New York. I really think that, this town here, it's really centered a lot around fame and Hollywood and celebrity. And I'm not used to that. I'm from New York. My family's Italian. My dad's Jewish and, families from Spain. And I grew up on Broadway. And, so it's a really different world here. And it has been difficult to sort of figure out, okay, who is Lea in Los Angeles? But if you ever want to know where I am on the weekend, it's generally at the Virgin America terminal at Los Angeles Airport, because I go home all the time. I think it's really important for me to be reminded and be around the people that make me me. But I'm also at the same time incredibly thankful that my cast is my family, and we remind each other every day of who we are, and we stay with each other, and you'll never see us really out and about. We're either at home, here, or together.
Take it away, lady. Take it away. I think at the beginning, you just kind of saw Mercedes on the surface. You kind of just saw, kind of like the stereotype. She was the diva who didn't want to sing background, but as the season went on, you saw that she was, a great friend, and they kind of really showed the human side of her, like in the episode Home, where she kind of came into herself and was learning to love herself. And I think that you saw a softer side of Mercedes as the season goes on, and this season you'll also see that softer side.
It's funny how, like, our show, like how 1 minute we're breaking out song and dance, which isn't the most realistic thing, but then the next scene, it's such a heavy, realistic issue that we're handling. But I think we've been handling every issue with a lot of respect and like, very, very sensitive issues, too, that seem to be very light after we're done with them.